Welcome back. In this video, we're going to look at setting up the drawing package for your bungalow design. Revit calls drawings sheets. You can see them here in the project browser. And if we click that up, we can see that there is a sheet already created. And what it looks like is this. Okay. When you start, you probably won't have a sheet in here yet. That's because I think I already created this one previously. So we'll go through the entire process. If you're on sheets, or if you're in your first floor plan, what you can do is you can go to view and you're going to click on this sheet icon, and that creates a new page in your document. And in my case, there's a couple options. You might have a couple more than this. I am going to use this D22 by 34 horizontal. That's a D size sheet, and the dimensions of it are 22 inches by 34 inches. So almost 2 feet by 3 feet is the size of that piece of paper. So we're going to use that, and we're going to click OK. Now we can see down here in our sheets category, we've got 2 started. And for our drawing package, we're going to have a total of 5 sheets. So we can add a few more a little more quickly by right-clicking on sheets, and this pop-up menu, we're going to say new sheet, and we'll just click OK because we want them all to be the D size sheet, and we'll keep going through the process of adding a few more. So now we have 5 sheets to work with, and we're going to go through what each one is used for. As we created the sheets, you can see here in the tab, they've all opened up. And this is our first one. This is A503 unnamed. We're going to add some information to give this a name and actually put something pictorial on this one. This one will be the cover sheet of our package. So we're going to renumber it. We're going to give it the number of A001. I just enter that into the text box, and I'm going to click away. Under unnamed, I'm going to call this street view, and we're going to provide in our drawing package a nice 3D view of what our design looks like if we were standing out on the street. To set up that view, we can go here to 3D views. I'm going to double click this 3D. So we've got our 3D model, and I am going to orbit around until I see the front of the house. And I'm going to pick an angle that I like. Okay, maybe it's that one. What I'm going to do is rename this street view. So it's very obvious to me when I'm working in my Revit file what this is. I could create multiple views under 3D views, but for our purposes, we're just going to use this one. So we go back to the drawing that we relabeled A001 Street View. Click here in the tab. What I can do is I can go from my project browser. I'm just going to click on Street View, and I'm going to drag it into the middle of my piece of paper. Now I can place it. I want to roughly center this in the open space of the paper, and there's my house. Now, one thing I know I want to do is enlarge that. So I'm going to adjust the scale to make this a little bigger so it occupies a little more space. A couple ways to do that. One being is to come up and click this Activate View button. This is similar if you're used to AutoCAD, switching between model space and paper space. Where in model space you can change things, and then paper space you're kind of dealing more with the title block of the drawing. But anyways, in this case, it's called Activate View. When I click that, my toolbars change, and the toolbars across the bottom change. This is the one that we're going to use for all of our drawing setup. So we're going to come here. This is our scale. It's 1/8 of an inch equals 1 foot. We're going to double that. So we're going to go to 1/4 of an inch equals 1 foot. Click, and now it's been made bigger. So if I want to move this on the piece of paper, now I can't do it when I have the view activated. So to deactivate the view, one thing you can do is right click with your mouse and click here, deactivate view. Another thing you can do is you can just double click out in space, okay, and that will get out of the view. Once you've done that, you're going to hover over it till you get the black border, and then you're going to click and you can drag it. Okay, so we'll roughly center that up. This street view label, I'm just going to stretch it out so it kind of matches that. I'm going to click over here. That's the cover page of my drawing package. So this is the first thing your potential customer is going to see. What you will need to do, don't forget to do this, is go to author, and this is your name. So first initial, last name, click away or hit enter, and that's it. So A001 Street View is ready to go. The next drawing we're going to make is this one, and this is going to be the floor plan for our basement. So we can go ahead and change the number. We're going to use the number of A101. I'm going to hit enter. And for unnamed, we're going to change this to basement floor plan. And we can click away. Don't forget to change the author. I'm not going to do it in the video because it would get repetitive, but in your case, you'll be always changing that as you update these sheets. To put the basement into here, you're just going to click over on basement in the project browser. You're going to click and drag that, and it's going to place the view. And if we look at that, the scale is good. This occupies enough space. I do have these markers for my different elevations that I don't really want to see here. So to get rid of those, I can double click to activate the view. And I can click on one of these, and I'm going to right click. The pop-up menu gives me this option to hide in view, elements or category. I'm going to get rid of all of these at once, so I'm going to click category, and they're gone. If I double click out in space, now my view's locked in place. I can go to the basement label and just move that up. So it's saying what the floor plan. Now your floor plan is going to have a lot more information than mine does. It's going to have dimensions. It's probably going to have some rooms down here. Definitely you're going to have a mechanical room. Yours is going to look nicer. Okay. So that's the basement view. We can click away, and now we're going to work on the next one, which is A505. This is going to be our first floor plan. So come over here to first floor. Click and drag, place that. Again, I have the markers for my different elevations. I'm going to double click in here so I can hide those. Try that again. Right click and hide in view and category. Okay. So those are out of the way. Now if I double click away, I've deactivated the view, and I can take my first floor label and I can move that up. I'm going to change information in the title block. And the drawing number we're going to use for our first floor plan is A201. So you'll enter that in. This name you'll change to first floor plan, and click away. Okay, so this one's done. You're just going to work on your next drawing. So I've been going through the tabs at the top of the page, but I could also be double clicking in here. Next one. This will be, if we click on the unnamed, we'll give it a name right now. This will be your north and your south elevations. This will be drawing number A301. I'm going to zoom out so we can see everything. We're going to get our north elevation, click, drag, and roughly place and click. And so there's your north elevation. Now I will mention, if you want to, with your elevations, you can activate the view by clicking up here again, or double clicking in the view. You can change from the wireframe, which is black and white and lines, to realistic. If you want a kind of a different look, a more realistic look, you can do that. Next, I'm going to deactivate by double clicking out here in space, and I'm going to place my south elevation. So I'm going to click and drag that, and it kind of previews where this is going to land. I want these two views to roughly be lined up with each other. So I'll click about there. It looks about right. One thing I would try to do is make the north label match the south label, at least on the left-hand side. So I'm going to drag this over. I'm looking for that blue dashed line. I think I can just see it. I'm going to click there. Okay. Right now, these views have a box around them, and that's something we want to change. So if I double click on this view, I have hide crop regions. This is the crop box that we were manipulating in the last video. I'm just going to turn that off. Okay. Next, we're going to deactivate, and then we'll activate the other view, and we're going to turn off the crop box and double click elsewhere. Okay. We've got one more sheet to go, and this is going to be your east and west elevation. So we'll change the name. I'll zoom in a little more and try it again. East and west elevations. And the drawing number is going to be A302. Then don't forget to update the author. You'll have to do it in every sheet. It's your first initial and your last name. For this drawing, you're going to click and drag the east view and the west view. Okay, place them one above the other so they're in line, similar to what we did with the north and south elevations. Okay, so that's it for setting up your sheets for your drawing package. And we'll see you in the next video.